Hold up. That hit different. Hello, I'm Naji. I have been gone for a minute. I know, I'm sorry. But I'm back, so it doesn't matter. Why I've been gone and why I'm deciding to return is a conversation for another video. But that video will exist in time. For now, let us focus on the titular matter, which is this is the best time of your life. Why do I say that? Coming and seeing this video amidst not being able to pay your rent, maybe a loved one just passed, and not knowing any form of peace or solace in the direction that your life is going. How could this be the best time of your life? And to that, my friend, I say, this is the best time of your life because this is an opportunity. And opportunities like this really don't happen all that often. We have the time to re-examine, to reflect, to reprioritize, to build, to do a lot of things. And the only things that are going to be holding us back are us. In this time, yes, rent is a thing. Yes, food is a thing. But the things that got us to the point where this situation has prevented those things from being there, prevented us from being able to provide rent and food. Those are the things I want to tackle. Those are the things we have the opportunity to change. Those things are the thoughts that become actions, that become our habits, that become our personality, our character, which become our interactions, which become our world, right? Well, I'm not going to get too crazy, but basically, this is an opportunity to re-examine from the ground up, or I guess from the mind out. And not on any spiritual tip, not on any astrological tip, not on any $5.99 buy my book tip. Straight, logical, practical, anecdotal advice for ages 0 to 10 million. And any class, creed, or creation can hear and apply. So, starting from the beginning, the thought. Why is your life where it's at right now? Ask yourself that. Why am I here? And the answers we're usually going to come up with is, well, because I lost my job, or well, because, my mother was sick, or well, because I have kids to feed and there just isn't enough money, or well, because I live here. And then ask yourself, why? Why is it that your life is revolving around, an employer-employee type relationship? Why is it that you are in this location? Why is it that your mother was sick, or your father was sick, or whoever the case may be? Why? And this is not a blame game. This is not they did wrong, you did wrong. Right now, we're just asking why. This is, again, a moment to reflect, observe, re-examine, reevaluate. Why? And then you can start getting into thinking about reasons. So why does your life not look like where you want it to be? And the more you kind of ask yourself these questions for every aspect of it, your money, your family, your social life, why? Then you start getting into what actions you're taking, or what actions have been taken upon you that you have let happen. Obviously, you can't control being fired, but you can control who you're hired by. So why have these things happened? And you may know that very chain of events. You know that your employer is a shitty employer who fired you, or they're a great employer who fired you because they can't afford to pay you. And that's unfortunate. You have to then look at, why is it that my life is dependent on their well-being? And why am I okay with that? Why have I put myself in a position where the entirety of my own existence and my well-being is dependent on their well-being? Who told me that that was how things work, or how things should work? And that phrase, should be, is dangerous. That is a dangerous thing as far as how you prioritize and shape your life, because it limits us. It limits how we think. It limits what is possible for us, because we think in should be's and we only refer to other people's patterns or other people's ideas, or even our own ideas of what we think it should or shouldn't be. and we limit ourselves. We close off our minds and our actions to making something else happen, or making something else a possibility, making another lifestyle, making your ideal lifestyle that possibility. So that's why you have to ask yourself, why? Why am I in this spot? Why am I not getting where I want to be? Why am I not where I want to be in my career? Or why can't I create things full time? And then once you know those whys, start looking at changing them a bit at a time. Okay, why can't I create things full time? Well, you probably haven't started creating. And even if you have started creating, so why is it that the creations that I'm making aren't able to take me here? Well, maybe you might not know how to effectively market yourself, or maybe the thing that you're trying to create is just meant for you. You don't know. There are a million reasons why, but the point is that you have to continually ask yourself that question to then raise more possibilities to get to this point, because you know you want this point. And if you believe that point can exist, which is important, you need to believe that can exist, then you need to believe that there are actions that you can take to get to this. And finding those actions, determining those actions, are going to come from keeping yourself open, connecting with people who are also open, or experienced those actions and can tell you how they got to that point, or how they got to that realization to be able to take that action. So then you can try it for yourself and see if that action works for you. Or if something's slightly different. Obviously the same thing won't work for everybody. Everybody's different. Everybody got different situations. So it's asking why, making sure you're not limiting yourself with should, and then taking actionable steps to get to that point. And if you find that the actionable steps you're taking aren't working, shifting them and asking more. And rinse and repeat until you get to the point where you want to be. And this is the time to do that, because we have the opportunity. We always have the opportunity, but now we can actually focus on it. There's no other distractions. We are forcibly being made to sit and think about our life choices and how we interact with our world thus far. We have to. So you might as well take the time and do something great with it. Say you've made your whys, you've eliminated your shoulds, they're now cans or maybes. How do you start reprioritizing your life to reflect those thoughts, to reflect the idea in your head, and making those actions that then start shaping your life? That is going to come from being consistent with yourself, with the process. Only you can choose what you prioritize, right? Even if you feel like you're kind of between a rock and a hard place and you have to choose between rent or your passions, right? It's still up to you to choose how you pay that rent or how you solve that problem. You are the determining factor in how that becomes no longer a problem. So in order for you to start shaping your life in the way that you want, you have to start respecting your own thoughts. Which is a weird thing to say, because you think, yeah, I do all the time, like, duh. But do you? Do you really take the time to acknowledge your thoughts, acknowledge what you want, and make that a priority? Do you really acknowledge, sit with your ideas and sit with your visions and do your best to make sure that those things are uncompromised, or the things that you want become uncompromisable goals or aspects in your life? Do you do that, or do you compromise on that because of other various unforeseen factors? That is the tricky part. That is the thing you should practice, is becoming uncompromising with your wants. That's a hard thing to do, because you got 3 kids, or you got school, or you got parents that don't approve of your life choices. I get it. But the only way you're going to get to the point where this becomes your reality is if you let this become your reality. Only you can say yes, or okay, or all right, mom. That's you. They didn't make the words come out of your mouth. You did. You chose to respond in that way because maybe you feel that's the only way you can. But what I'm saying is that there is always a million different possibilities and options. And it's up to you to remember that and always ask yourself, why? Why am I in this spot? What happens if I don't go this way? If I don't follow the should? And having enough courage to actually follow the maybes. you know? And you're gonna mess up and things are not gonna go in the way you expect all the time. Such is the nature of the unknown. But you have to have the tenacity to actually try. And that's the scary part. I don't think it's hard to confront yourself if you know that the only thing stopping you is the fact that you don't try. That's a hard thing to confront, especially in this time. But that's why this is the best time to look at it, because you can choose to literally change that thought process and build yourself out of this. In the worst case scenario, you can build yourself out of this. The reason why I feel that this is the best time of your life is because this is the space, this is the time to change your mind, to do anything you want to do, because we are all, every action we've all taken has led us to this point. So there's no merit in saying that this is better than this or is better than this. The takeaway here is that you can spend time, you can spend now trying. You can spend time now asking those questions. You can spend time now observing your own thought process and changing what doesn't match you. This is the time. This is the best time of your life. So on that note, I encourage you to try and think and envision yourself and put yourself in the space of where you would like to be and what you would like to see in that space and who you want to be around. And start asking those whys and start replacing those shoulds with coulds. And start enacting a tenacity, a courage within yourself to try, to fail, to be unliked, to be poor, try what that feels like. And you may be surprised it doesn't feel that bad. I'm not saying you should be poor. I'm saying try so you can get to this, because that's the only way you're going to get to this, whatever that vision is. If it exists, there are actionable steps. So try to find those actionable steps. And you will be surprised at how your life changes. So if you like that advice, let me know. Share it with some friends. Share it with anybody who you think could benefit from it. Or give it a dislike if you don't like it. And I won't make that kind of content. Simple. But thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, hope you've enjoyed my spiel. And if you want more of it, I'll make more of it. Tell me to make more of it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you feel. We can talk. We can have a conversation, etc., etc. But until next time, I'm Naji, and I bid you adieu.